Hello everyone and welcome to 5 years of Gavra Racing today, and I'm James, back again from commentator from the Academy League, and we've got quite a few drivers in today from quite a few different leagues here, quite a few drivers that I know and quite a few drivers which I don't know, and it'll be very interesting to see. But it is 5 years of Gavra Racing today, and obviously you guys know me, I'm quite new to this to these leagues, so I'm not really too well known on the sort of the history of Gavra Racing or sort of what's happened in the past, but I'm sure you guys can enlighten me on that, and I'm sure you guys will know a lot better than I do. But we're going to be having 4 races today, starting off here in Austria, and then we'll be moving into Belgium, Italy, and then Japan to finish it off, and all of the results will be compiled together at the end, and whoever wins, well, did it just win the bragging rights of winning Gavra Racing 5-year anniversary, which is always a good prize to have. But we'll just be doing a one-shot here as everyone's become round, and everyone is in different teams, so you'll see different coloured cars, black, red, white, different teams here. So just have a look at the few of the teams here if I can. I was supposed to be joined by Evan, but Evan is not with me. We'll see if drivers' time's coming in, but just bear with me here. 3 drivers are already out here. Well, Evan's supposed to be with me. Evan isn't here. Supposed to be someone else coming with me. He didn't turn up, so it's just me on my own today. But we've got the blue team, which consists of the People's Champion Dirty Larry. Oh no, sorry, I apologise if I pronounce any of these names wrong. So we've got Don Rajb, is how you going to say that? Who actually just finished third there. We'll quickly go through the standings. So SRSAR, I don't know, I'm just going to call him S. He's also in the blue team, got first place. I don't even know, a Timdrajan? Yeah, we'll call him a Timdrajan. Second place, Donraj in third, Pero in fourth, Timf, the Academy League champion, in 5th place. Nasi in 6th. Gavra, the man who organises and sets up all of this stuff in the league, in 7th place there, but the game is going too fast for me. But yeah, the blue team has got S in it, and then we've got Guillotine there. It was also on the blue team. The black team, we've got Black Country Mush, the Donkey, Natty, and Wee Sangio. It's on the black team. Holland Campion from the Academy League. Cryptech, also from the Academy League. Yusamaki from the Academy League. And Tanchuri Prayana is how I'm going to say his name. It's also on the red team. The yellow team got Atimdrajan, Dylan, Gavra, and Piero. Piero, I don't even know, on the yellow team. Then we've got GSY Bates, Academy League, Pyro from the Academy League, Jojo Power, and Tim, the Academy League champion, who is all here. And I'm sure all of these drivers are from other different leagues, but I haven't really seen many of those races, if I'm honest with you. But I'm sure we'll be able to see what kind of class those drivers bring here in the 5-year anniversary of Gavra Racing. And so yeah, all these drivers just coming out on their formation up here. So we'll be doing one-shot qualifying for each of these races, and then 25% for each of these tracks. Now each of these tracks bring different aspects to them. Quite Italy and Belgium, not so long straights, tight corners. Same with this track, but once you get to the likes of Japan, it's tight corners, very sort of high-speed corners as well. So it'll be interesting to see how the drivers are able to mix up their driving capabilities to be able to finish the races. But yeah, all these drivers here will be just thinking about how they're going to do it, how they're going to get through this race here, as they are all in teams here. So I'm not sure whether it works in terms of individual drivers or whether it works in teams, but I'm sure we will be able to see what happens. Let me just have a look here. Yes, it is the team that scores the most points at the end will win the event here. So we're just coming around towards the start line here. Many of these drivers I don't know, many of them I do. I know quite a few of the Academy League drivers. So I kind of know their capabilities, but I'm not sure really how their capabilities will fit in with the rest of these drivers from different leagues. So drivers are now on the start line. We're just waiting for the lights to go here as the lights count down here, and we are in Austria. And it's lights out and away we go. And a very good start from most of the drivers here. It looks like I'm just going to call him a Tim. A Tim looks like he's trying to go down the inside of Ez. And someone who's already fallen off. It's so difficult to keep up with all these drivers here. And there's battles going on all over the place here. And someone who's gone off here at the bottom. The Holland Campion is out. Everyone's slowing down here. I think there possibly could be, yes. I think there is a safety car out at the moment. So Holland Campion is out, which is now, I believed, yes, I believed he may have caused a safety car. Let me just double check here, just see who placed it. So it looks like Alex Gunner moved up 6 places there from on his start. Good start there. Kryptek as well. Yusamaki, another driver from the Academy League, moving up there. Just why Bates, another Academy League driver, moving up by good places there. Gavra falling by 2 places there. So in the front 4 sticking in their positions there on that start line. But that was a very hectic start there in our first race here in the anniversary races. Now it'll be interesting to see. There is a safety car, but it'll be interesting to see how the drivers go about whether they would like to pit on under a safety car, or be interesting to see. So a Tim does come into the pits. He'll be going on to looks like the yellow wall tyre, the medium compound tyre. So looks like he'll be trying to go to the end of the race towards them. Quite a few people coming in as well. Guillotine, Yusamaki, the Donkey, who looked like he had a bit of contact at the start as well. He moved down. Yeah, he did. He had a big contact. I think he must have had it with Holland Campion there, and he's lost his whole front wing, and he's now just getting that changed there. And quite a few other drivers have stayed out here at the moment. Looks like Jojo Plow and Black Country Mush both starting on the yellow compound tyres. They'll be going for a short and a long and short pit stop strategy here. But we're just waiting to see. I'm sure the safety car will be in the next couple of laps here, and yeah, quite a hectic start there. Very difficult to keep up with all those drivers when you're on your own, so please do bear with me, but I will try to keep you guys up to date as much as possible. The safety car, the safety car is in this lap. Oh, Yusamaki went onto the hard tyre now. That is interesting, because that hard tyre will be slow at the start here against the soft and medium tyres, but towards the end of the race he will probably be on a slightly faster tyre compared to the rest of the drivers here. So the safety car is in now. Ez, man out in front at the moment, is gone for the leaving everybody behind strategy, like leaving a big gap to the safety car, and it looks like there'll be quite a few attacks going on into this first corner here. See if anyone is going to make a pass here. Not many people at the moment. Keep an eye. Looks like Guillotine overtook Dylan down there at the bottom of the table. That was very nice pass from in on that first corner. But just keep an eye on these two here, because it looks like they're looks like Alex Gunner there right behind Kryptek, but it isn't going to make the move on him yet. A Tim, a bit of contact there on that sharp hairpin there. That was a bit of contact there as he tried to dive down the inside, and ooh, Kryptek trying to go down the inside of Black Country Mush. Can he complete the move? He's too wheel to wheel as Kryptek almost being pushed onto the grass. There's a bit of contact between the two drivers, and I think Black Country Mush, a bit of contact once again. These drivers need to be careful when they're racing here, but I think Kryptek has come out in front here in that battle. But look at Black Country Mush. Gonna try and dive down the inside here at Kryptek on the late on the brakes there. And Ez her fastest lap time there, and as Kryptek is now going to pull away after Black Country Mush wide on that corner, but that's allowed for the People's Champion Dirty Larry to make a move on him. Will he get the pass though? Not quite there. Be a bit of a battle going on up front here. As Piero's going to go try and go down the inside of Don Raj. Can he get the pass? And he does. Don Raj is going to come back. Can he? And he looks like he's just made the pass there. And yes, he has made the passes. Pero locks up a little bit there, and that's allowed Don Raj to get that little boost away here. Tim, the Academy League winner, is seeing if he can move himself up a few places here. But we've got all different colours here. We've got 2 blue cards out in front. It's looking very good for the blue team at the moment. Then a yellow, then a red, then a black, and another black here. So it's looking very good for the blue team at the moment. So, who's out here? Is that Natty? Natty's out, right. Natty's out into the wall. And that is all the way down, falling all the way down into 15th place. And I think he may have a bit of, he's just going to re-enter the track as he was there and span out there. I'm not sure whether he lost control of the car or whether he made contact, but that was very unfortunate there from Natty, and he's moved all the way down there into 18th place, very low down there on the grid. Just keep an eye on all these drivers here. Just quite a lot of Piero close to Don Raj there. Let's have a look and see if Gavra is not far behind Bates or Wisangio at the moment. Some of these drivers' names are interesting, but we will let them decide on that and how they want to name their PlayStation ID. Or no, yes, it will be PlayStation. Did I even say Xbox? Oh damn right. Oh, Guillotine running a lot wide there. I mean, it's an interesting route, but oh, Piero's overtaken Don Raj up top. Must have got the DRS on him down on that straight, and I think Don Raj there is not going to be able to keep up with him there. So the yellow driver here, Piero, is split the 2 blues in half here, and it looks like so there's a bit of a battle going on at the back here, but I'm not sure how. There's quite a few. Looks like Imogen got round a Timdrajan, I think so you would say that. Got around Black Country Mush there on that top corner there. Let's just have a look here. Gavra quite close behind Jojo Power here. Only 3/10 between them. Gavra, the man who organises all of these races. And it is him and a few other people as well. It's not just him on his own. He does have a team with him, but he's the one that I do have the most contact with, and let's see if he can catch up and get higher up for the he is on the yellow team. So there's 2 white drivers here battling it out, and I'm sure there'll also be a bit of contact there between Gavra and there's a bit of lag there as well between Bates and Gavra, but I'm sure there'll be a bit of teamwork that'll come into play here as the drivers are playing as a team, not as individuals here, as they would do in their individual league races. So it'd be interesting to see on a bit of lock-up there from Black Country Mush, but it'll be interesting to see on how the drivers go about tackling these different positions too, because there's quite, see here, the Donkey and Natty, the black cars here, both the black team here are both way down here at the bottom of the grid, but the likes of Wisangio here, also on the black team, is way up there in 5th place. So it's interesting to see how the drivers can get themselves here, and you see Black Country Mush here is down in 12th place as well. So the black team very spread out across the board here. I mean, Dirty Larry here, blue team as well, he's up in 10th place, so he'll be getting points along with Don Raj and and Ez here up in first position here, the race leader at the moment, who is qualified first and he's kept a very smart distance in. Someone's gone off down below, and it is the Donkey, and he's out. The Donkey is now out of this race, and Natty and Usamaki here and having a bit of a battle here down on this this DRS straight here. But I think Natty is gonna get. Oh no, Usamaki's gone down the inside, and clean racing from both drivers as we saw. I saw Usamaki wasn't very clean in the in his Academy League race, and wasn't the cleanest of drivers, but he has managed to get a clean pass there, but he's ran heavily wide onto the gravel, and that's going to give Natty the position back there, and you can see Usamaki on those harder compound tyres, and that could be his race over after that heavy break in there. We start to see the grid even out a bit. It's Dirty Larry's trying to go for a move on Cryptek here. Can he get down the inside? And he does so, but I'm sure Cryptek will not be having any of that, and he'll try and fight back here as he also has DRS. Let's keep an eye on this battle as Cryptek has taken over, and Jojo Power taken over Wee Sangyo as well. So that's moved the driver in the black car up to fifth. Driver in the white car, sorry, up to fifth position. Dirty Larry did get the pass on Cryptek, and sorry, didn't know. It's actually a Timtrogen who is getting the trying to get the pass on Dirty Larry, and they've had a bit of contact here. And oh, it looks like a few people have come into the pits. So Alec, Gunnar, Mac, Pyro, Natty, and Dylan all come into the pits here. So they're going to be seeing if they can get an early stop in to see if they can get themselves back up the leaderboards. Few of these drivers here. No, someone's gone off, I think. Oh no, there are. I apologise. There are a few people pit. So Edge's pit, Pira's pit, Don Raj's pit, Bates' pit, and Dirty Larry have all come into the pits here. So it's Tim, the Academy League champion, who leads this race at the moment. But bearing in mind, he does also have a pit stop. So does Wee Sangyo and Gavra, but also I think Jojo Power also does have a pit stop as well. I believe, or we may have pitted at the start, and there's a contact between the two of them, and it's spun. Wee Sangyo was spun. That was a very deep dive from him there, and that has allowed the league owner Gavra to go up into the podium position here in the yellow team. So no blue team members up here at the moment, apart from Ez there, and Don Raj, who's all the way down in 9th now after that pit stop, but there are quite a few drivers ahead of him who also need to pit. Let's just take a look here at the drivers who do. So yes, Cryptek, Gavra, Jojo Power, Tim, all people that need to pit. Wee Sangyo, Black Country Mush as well, drivers who have not pit this race so far. And it looks like Gavra and Tim have both come in here. So Tim's make a pit stop. Let's see where he comes out here. See where Tim comes out here. So he's gonna drop down quite a lot here, but I think he will come out just above Guillotine here, and yes he does, but all of these drivers below him have both come out of the pits, and yeah, Bates, Guillotine are both going to come out ahead of Gavra, and looks like Dirty Larry has both come out in front of Cryptek and Wee Sangyo here, so they've moved down quite a lot there as well. But Black Country Mush, another driver who still needs to pit, but I think he is, yes, he is on a longer medium strategy, same as Jojo Power as well, who's also on the that longer medium strategy. Just keep an eye on those drivers there. Let's see who else is going to be coming into the pits here. So any battles going on at the moment? Quite a big gaps between everyone at the moment. I can don't have to do as much talking now, but hope everyone's enjoying the race so far. There's still my 3 races to go. Still got oh, and it's starting to rain now. What will come into play here? Will it rain enough for them to pit, or will they be able to stay out on these soft tyres? That'll be very interesting to see. The likes of someone like Jojo Power or Black Country Mush here, or Guillotine will be. Oh, looks like Tim trying to made a good pass there on Black Country Mush there, and Usamaki making the pass on Dirty Larry as well, who's coming to the pits. And Dirty Larry's coming on the intermediates. Now, will we see anyone follow, or has he gone in too early? We'll have a look here, because we could have a Brazil of 2008 all over again. So let's have a look here. Is it time for these drivers to pit, or is it too early? So Jojo Power's staying out, and I think for him that is the best option, because if he stays out and he does have to pit, he is only making one stop in this race. So this rain could be a big win for him. Same the likes of, let's just have a look here, the Black Country Mush as well, another driver who will heavily benefit from this rain if the rain gets heavier and the drivers are forced to pit. We'll keep an eye on those drivers. There's a little bit of a battle going at the back here between Dirty Larry and Dylan here. These two drivers. Dirty Larry, as we know, from the Academy League. And Dylan also, I think, yes, from the Academy League as well. So there's quite a few Academy League drivers in this this race here. And quite a few drivers from other leagues as well. And I think, oh, there's a safety car out. I didn't see what happened there. Was it Bates has gone off? Yes, Bates has gone off. Now, what's that the rain? Oh, that seems like a big crash there from Bates. See if we can get another look at that. Yeah, it looks like he's just gone off straight into the wall there. I'm not sure whether there was contact or not, but I think it's just a VSC. I believe it's just a VSC. And look who's coming into the pits. Jojo Power now. Is he going to come in on the intermediates, or will he come in onto a dry compound tyre? Let's just keep an eye on him here and just see what he does. What colour are these tyres here? Let's have a look. Jojo Power. They are intermediates, right? So the rain has gotten worse here. What a pit stop that could be for Jojo Power, though, to get back up in this race, because all of these drivers here, they're under a VSC, which is a one good thing for him to pit, and it is raining, so all of these drivers are gonna have to pit. So this potentially could be very good for someone like the likes of Jojo Power, or someone like Black Country Mush as well, who still have only made one pit stop. I mean, Black Country Mush still hasn't made a pit stop yet, but he seems to be going very slowly here. But 4 drivers out in this race. Guillotine, I didn't see what happened to him. GSY Bates went into that wall there, just up on the straight there. The Donkey, he came off quite early on, and Holland Campion had a crash as well on the first lap of this race. So for these drivers pitting now, Yusamaki coming into the pits, intermediate tyres. Sangyo coming in. So we'll see these drivers changing from those dry tyres to those slick intermediates there, with a lot better grip there for the wet conditions. We'll just keep an eye here, because someone like Meachstrin here, who I think also this will be his second pit stop, I believe. Yes, and he is just coming to the pits here. Someone like Black Country Marshall is going to be another person to heavily benefit here. Gavra also into the pits. We'll just keep an eye on these few drivers here. So Gavra in, a Timdridin here. Keep an eye on a few of these drivers here. So quite a few drivers have had to make 2 stops here, but Jojo Power, only 1 stop in this race, and look where he is, 6th place, and look at all the drivers ahead of him, apart from Black Country Mush, have made 1 pit stop, but are not on the intermediate tyres, which are most of what these drivers are moving into now. Alex Gunnar Mack coming into the pits for those intermediate tyres. Pyro coming into the pits as well. Dylan also coming into the pits here. And this rain has really put a spin on this Austrian Grand Prix here. Pereiro is staying out, and S has come into the pits. He's going to come in onto the intermediate tyre. Don Raj is staying out. Tim, Academy League champion, has come into the pits. Coming in onto the intermediate tyre. Quite a few of these drivers having to pit, and look who's come round here. Jojo Power. he looks like to be the favourite at the moment to win this Grand Prix. Bear in mind, he is only in 4th place, but look at the drivers in front of him. Ez as well, though. Look who's just come out in front of him. The man who qualified first and is leading this race. Now, these two have got a bit of a battle on here in these very wet conditions here. We'll start to see Black Country Mush, another man. He has got time penalties, though, so that wouldn't have helped his pit stop strategy a lot. He didn't really plan that out too well for himself. I believe he really should have come into the pits a lot earlier on there, but he has only made 1 stop, so he will keep himself up into that position. Now he's staying out, however, on those medium tyres, and Don Raj and Pereira as well are both drivers that are staying out on these medium tyres, and you can see what that is doing to them as look how far he is catching up to these two drivers. Yeah, it'd be very interesting to see how these drivers go about doing this. But Don Raj and Pierre are both into the pits, and look, the man who qualified first, Ez, back up into 1st position. Jojo Power, the man who has played this Grand Prix so well, his strategy, almost a little bit of oversteer there, but he manages to hold it nicely in 2nd place. Tim, the Academy League champion, is going to come round and is going to be in 4th place because Piero has made a very good pit stop there and has actually come out into 3rd position. Don Raj has just come out and he's come out in 5th, so these two guys not losing out on much there in terms of time there and position loss, but but they do manage to keep up high up into those positions. We'll just take a look at the colour cards here. So blue out in front, then we have a white, a yellow, a red and a blue. So blue looking to be top pointers at the moment. Another yellow there, another yellow. So quite a few yellows in the top 10 here. A black. I think that is the only black car in the top 10. Yes, it's Black Country Mush. Another blue and another black. So there's 2 black cars. Dirty Larry's gone off here. He's got a lot of oversteer there, but Dirty Larry's back down. Yusamaki, another red car. It'll be interesting to see who gets up in the I guess who gets the points here at the end of this race, and which team will come out as the victors at the end of these races. We will just keep an eye on that. Not many battles at the moment. Amichton is going to try and take Gavra the race lead. He's got a lot of lag. But the yellow drivers both giving each other a good amount of space here. We always like to see a battle between teammates, but you don't want it to end up in an accident. Lewis Hammer and Nico Rosberg 2016. But yes, but these 2 yellow drivers keeping their distance, keeping, you know, clean racing, so they can. It's all about a team game in this here, and you see the two black cars here also part of the top 10. Let's just take a look and see. So, and Ez has won. So Ez comes over in 1st place. Jojo Power in 2nd after his amazing pit stop strategy there. Pereiro takes 2nd place actually because of time penalties. Tim, it takes 3rd. Jojo Power with all of his time penalties and after that amazing pit stop has taken 4th place. Tim, the Academy League champion, takes the final podium position. Then we have a Tim Drudin in 5th place. Don Raj in 6th. Gavra in 7th. Let's have a look here. Gavra in 7th. Black Country Mush in 8th place. Let's see who's going to come around. It looks like it's going to be Wee Sangyo who's going to be the next driver across the line here. We'll finish in 9th position. Cryptech in 10th position. He'll be taking up the final points. Yusamaki, Dirty Larry in 11th. Yusamaki in 12th here after time penalties were given. Let's see where these final drivers finish, as Alex Gunnar Mack is going to take 13th place, and I didn't get to see the rest of the drivers there, but what a first race we had there in the this anniversary races, and we still have 3 more tracks to go, so stay tuned and don't go anywhere, because this is only the first of 3 tracks, and I believe the next track is Belgium, I believe. So we'll see how the drivers fare up here. So yep, there are all of your drivers. We'll just take a look towards the bottom of the grid here. So we had Usmaki 12, Alex Gunnar Mack 13th, Pryor in 14th, 19th and 15th, Dylan in 16th. Then we had the 4 drivers who did not finish, Guillotine, Bates, the Donkey and Holland Campion, who went out on the first lap of this race. And that does it for the Austrian Grand Prix. And what a Grand Prix that was. One of the best ones we've had so far. And we're still going to have 3 more tracks to go, so anything could change here. Just wait for these final drivers to just load themselves in, and then we'll be going back into the main menu. But yeah, just like to hope you guys are all well, and you know, stay at home. Don't put you guys at any risk at all due to the current status of the world at the moment, the panic that everyone is in, and yeah, just stay at home, stay well, and don't go outside. But I think we have a few drivers down here. I'm not sure who's left. Just keep an eye here. So there are your points at the moment. I believe those are the points we're going to be going off. I will just double check on that for you, but I'm not sure who's in the different colours here. I'll have to have a look at the teams here, but I believe they are the points we'll be going off at the moment. So that's how the points stand. After the first race, you see Ez there got fastest lap, so we got an extra point onto the race as well. I believe we'll be trying to find out just where these drivers have gone before we start the next race. But I think we're just missing one more driver here, I believe. I think that is the last driver, actually, Pryor. Yes, it is. So we'll just have a look here at just the drivers, just see who's on each team here. We'll just have a look. There's a few drivers readying up. I don't think I'm going to get there in time. Hold on. Let's have a look here. So, yeah, a driver in a blue car. Let's see if anyone else is named. Don Raj, a blue driver as well. Quite a few of them up there. Tim was a white driver there, and Jojo Power, so they'll be bringing in some big points there for the white team as well. And Pereiro came second, I believe, so he was in the yellow team. I believe there is a driver that's driving for the red team who I can't see on here. I believe it could be Alex Gunnar Mack, who's is a red team driver, I believe. Someone could correct me on that, but because there's supposed to be a different driver for the red team. I don't know if anyone would be able to correct me on that and just see who is in each of the different teams here. Let me just have a look here. Oh no, Black Country Mush is on the black team. Then we have the Donkey, who's on the black team. Natty, who's on the black team. We Sangio. Right. So Larry, blue team. I know Larry's here. Don Raj, blue team. Ez is also on the... Oh god, it's going to be even more difficult to see. Ez is on the blue team, and Guillotine is also here. Yes, is on the blue team. Holland Campion's here on the red team. Cryptech, I know, is here. Yes. Usamaki is here. Yeah, there's a driver in the red team. Let's have a look. Amichton. Amichton is here. Yeah, he was here somewhere. There he is, second place. Dylan is also here. Gavra's here, I know that for a fact. We also have Pero, he's here, isn't he? I believe. There he is. So Bates. It's gonna just let me have a look at. Who's it? Alex Gunnar Mack. Is he a red team driver? I believe he is. Let's have a look here. I think he was. Yeah, Alex Gunnar. Okay, so Alex Gunnar Mack. If you are looking at the website, and if you are following on who is on each team, Alex Gunnar Mack is a fill-in for Tunturi Parina, who was supposed to be on the red team, but I think Alex Gunnar Mack is the fill-in red team driver. So if anyone could clarify that for me, it'd be great. But I believe that is how it stands there. So we've got a few drivers coming in here. Ez, another man who gets it once again, first place. I'm trying to scroll up as fast as I can. So Ez in first place, and it's Timothy in second. Don Raj, blue team, looking very, very good here. In third place, Tim in fourth. The game goes too fast for me. Quite a few drivers were also disqualified from the session. We'll see that those where people are starting just after here. Yeah, but Tim in fourth place, Larry in fifth, Donkey in sixth, We Sangyo in seventh, Holland Campion in eighth, Alex Gunnar Mack in ninth, Black Country Mushroom 10th, Jojo Pyro in 11th, Pyro in 12th, Dylan in 13th, Bates in 14th, Natty in 15th, Guillotine in 16th, Cryptech in 17th, Usamaki in 18th, Pyro in 19th, and Gavra in the back, at the back of the grid. See all the drivers here will come around for the second formation lap of the second formation lap of this. So we'll see how these guys do, but I believe they are going off of the points which the game is given. So we will see at the end. We will keep you guys on at the end here, and we will see which team comes out as the victor, as they will tally up across all the points across the different teams. I don't know why there was a countdown there. It was a bit strange, but everyone's just coming out on the formation up here. And Belgium, Spa, I can't remember I was going to try and name the full name, but me and Evan had a little bit of a discussion about this, and this corner here, as you can see, Ez going up here, has two different names. Now, most people call it Eau Rouge, but the other name, which I have to get up. Hang on, 2 seconds, guys. It has another name, and let's have a look here. But we decided to come on a fact. Yeah, it's called Radion. Apparently the first corner I think is called Radion, and the second one's called Eau Rouge, or it's the other way around. Not too sure, but me and Evan came to a decision that we would call it Radion Eau Rouge, which is what I believe, which I'm going to call it during this race. But this is the second race here out of 4 races, and the blue team looking very strong at the moment. Black team as well up there. The red team has got quite a few drivers in that top 10. Interested to see who comes out on top here, but Ez, a drive, looks like he's going to be leading this race once again. But another full 20 drivers in here, and you love to see a 20 driver race in this game. You don't get to see it that often, especially if you go into a random multiplayer races. You don't get to see 20 car races, but we like to bring this here to you guys here in Gavra Racing. So ready to show what this track can deliver. Now another man who really did struggle with this track, which I'm just going to talk about here, is Tim. Now, you might know turn 12, that just coming out of sector 2, that long left-handers you go down the hill. I think it's called Puhon. I think it's called Puhon. Oh, a bit of a sharp break in there. It's Don Raj just breaking out there as well. But Tim had he qualified first and was leading most of the race and span out on that corner. I think it was 3 times on Puhon at turn 12. So he is not a fan of that corner at all. So it'll be interesting to see whether he's learnt from his mistakes there on that corner. But we've got quite a few famous corners on this straight. One of them being turn 3, 4, and 5. Radion Eau Rouge, sorry. And let's just take a look now as all the drivers are lined up, and for the second time tonight, it's a light sound and away we go, and it seems to be a good start again from Ez, and he looks like he's got the inside line here as quite a few drivers. The Donkey, a bit of a lock up there from Tim, but the Donkey overtaking Dirty Larry here. Holland Campion getting the pass on Wee Sangio. Jojo Power moving all the way up there into 9th position. Who's gone off? It's Black Country Mush, who is out, and he is spun off here, but he is still going. But he is the main defeat, and there's someone in the wall. Who was that? It's Alex Gunnar Mack, who was all the way in the wall there, and he has fallen down a lot of places there. So we'll just see where all these drivers are now, as there is now a safety car, and I believe it's because there is some debris on the track, I believe. Or is someone out? I can't. Yes, I believe there is debris on the track, so there is now a safety car. So that's going to clump all of these drivers up again. We've got another safety car here, which these drivers need to be really careful of, because you really want to see a nice exciting start, which we've had many times over these races. But a safety car is not the best of things in a start of a race. You might mainly want to see that towards the middle of a race, where it can really mess up the strategies of these drivers. But very interesting to see here, and let's just see who did make some gains here at the start here. Black Country Mush, Alex Gunnar Mack, big losers here. Natty looks like he was the biggest gainer, moving up 4 places there, and quite a few people. The Donkey and Larry were the only people in the top 8 drivers to move positions. Jojo Power moved up from 11th to 9th there, so very interesting to see. And let's see how these drivers will go about getting the good start here off of the safety car. And I believe the safety car will be out for at least a couple of laps here. Oh, Tim has come into the pits. So, and Larry as well, 2 Academy League drivers are both into the pits. The Academy League champion is in. Now, what, has he got damage, or is he just coming in for a compound tyre? Let's have a look here. No wing change, so he is just going to be going on to a different tyre. Now, be interested to see if he stays on those mediums for the rest of the race or not. But quite a few people coming in. Pereiro, Alex got a Mac, Larry, Black Country Mush, Gavra, all pitting early, trying to gain up those places. And I think Black Country Mush and Gavra made a wise decision going on to those onto those harder white wall tyres, because they can last quite a while in this race here, especially towards the end of the race. So 5 drivers have pit so far, so Ed's still leading this race at the moment, but the safety car is still out. Have to see how the safety car, when the safety car will come in. And tell me if I'm wrong, but I'm sure a lot of you will agree, this track looks like a particular type of weapon, and it's quite weird how it somehow comes to look like that, but it's quite a specific type of gun, let's say. It is quite cool, but I'm sure quite a few of you have probably already noticed that. But here's the turn 12 here, this long left-hander with that curb. Now, I've experienced that curb many of times in an F1 car, and if you take that corner too tightly and hit that curb, it's a gone for the for your car, because you know, it's you basically hit the curb, and basically the curb goes nope, and it kicks your car off. You get a massive oversteer, and you go flying off into the wall or the gravel. And Larry with a 5-second penalty for colliding with Gavra under and Alex Gunamack is out. So the red driver, already one driver out here, and it is a red driver of Alex Gunamack who is out here. So it's not looking good for the red team at the moment. Who is anybody in the... So Holland Campion, the driver here at the moment, who's getting any sort of points for the red team at the moment. But only 11 laps in this race here. But it'll be interesting to see how the drivers go about it. And the safety car is still out, and I believe this could be the last lap. Hopefully a few more drivers coming into pit. Dylan, one of them. Gavra again. I don't understand why, unless he was involved in a bit of damage. Pero as well, another yellow driver. Isn't looking good for the yellow team either, as 3 yellow drivers coming to the pits, and it's really not looking good for the yellow team. And let's see where the other yellow driver is. It is a Tim Jurin. Is it Tim Jurin? I'm just gonna call him a Tim. A Tim here is the only yellow driver who's getting any sort of points. He's getting big points here in for the yellow team, and yeah, the other 3 yellow drivers, it is not looking good for them at the bottom of the grid. And you can see here that the top 6 drivers still are on the softs that they started with. So with Natty as well, and Guillotine, Quick Tech, Yusamaki, all drivers on the starting yellows. Dirty Larry did pit, I believe. Yes, he did. So another driver, I believe. Hopefully the safety car will be coming in this lap. I'm sure we'll get a message from race control soon to say that is coming in, unless it's already happened and I've completely missed it. But see, turn 12, you see that curb on that inside line, the one that the safety car did just ramp up. It's an absolute eater. And Radiono Rouge as well, another one that especially if you're going for a high speed and in especially wet conditions, can be a big game changer. Hopefully it'll be coming in this lap, the safety car, unless it's staying out for another lap. I'm not really sure why it came out. I believe there we are. There, race controls, safety car in this lap. So the safety car will be in this lap, so we will resume to normal racing very, very soon. Now, Ez here, relentlessly, as you can see here, look, he just lets the safety car leave. You don't want to be stuck behind the safety car, but some drivers like to let the safety car go flying forward, and then at any time they'll just sprint off and catch up to the safety car, and so try and catch drivers off guard, or they'll keep everyone back, and then they'll leave under their own accord. And it's interesting to see how drivers do go about the safety car starts, but safety car is coming in here, so I'm sure these drivers, as soon as they go through the chicane here at the final couple of turns, we'll be starting. And yes, here we go, all the drivers launching, so it's a good start there from Ez. Actually, he managed to get a nice gap off. See if any drivers. Yusamaki, he pit just as the safety car went in. A bit of a weird strategy, but we'll let him do his thing. Looks like Holland Campion trying to get down on a Wisangio. Then it's Wisangio in front of him, and the donkey. So there's a bit of a battle going on between these. Holland Campion quite close behind Wisangio. Let's keep an eye on him, as Pereira and Dylan having a bit of a battle down there at the bottom here. Both in the yellow cars, so they'll be trying to keep the space between them. And Tim, a very nice pass, and there's contact. And someone's gone flying off, and it is Cryptek and Dirty Larry as well. Both two drivers who have gone off here, and Dirty Larry, it is not looking good for this man here, who's had a few accidents here, and he needs to be careful, otherwise he's going to be picking up a mass amount of penalties here. And Cryptek looks like he's got a bad wing damage here, and he's going to be having to run slowly here, and I believe he really should just let drivers come through, like Gavra, for example. And there's a virtual safety car now. These drivers really seriously need to be careful, because if they're going to keep on getting safety cars like this, we're not going to have a race. So but yeah, I hope you guys are all enjoying Gavra Racing's right, the VSC has come in, so a few of these drivers pitting as well. Ez trying to pit, Donraj pitting as well, Pyro pitting, Wisangio pitting, Dirty Larry pitting, Cryptek pitting, two man who had that accident there on the that straight there up at the top of Radiona Rouge. So the donkey winning this race at the moment, and Holland Campion behind him. The black, it's looking good for the black team here. Two of their drivers are up front, and Black Country Mush just out of the points there. But we'll have to see. S goes down the inside of Dylan, and he does get it. It's very good pass there on that turn there. It's a very nice pass on that sharp 180 hairpin. As look how close behind Don Raj is to Black Country Mush. He's going to break down late in turn 12, but he also runs very, very wide there. Coming out of turn 12 as well. Let's keep an eye on Don Raj here. It's a bit of a lock-up from Black Country Mush. Can Don Raj take advantage? A bit of contact as well. Can he take advantage though? Oh, and who's gone off? It's Black Country Mush has slammed into that wall. He took that corner very wide, and Don Raj just moving up into 11th place, and looks like the donkey is coming to the pit. So is Jojo Power. He is also coming to the pit. So one driver's on the soft tire, one driver is on the medium tire. Now, how will these drivers go? But Tim putting in the fastest lap there. DRS is now enabled once again. So Now we'll be seeing these drivers trying to battle it out. Gavra moved up all the way into 11th place. A very good race from here at the moment. He is on the hard tyres, so he'll be trying to go to the end of the race on those. Holland Campion and Natty having a little battle here as Pereiro and Tim here having a small battle as well, as these two drivers trying to pull in big points to their teams. A yellow car here, so it wasn't looking good for the yellow team, but Pereiro up into points positions, and so is Dylan as well, so it's not looking too bad for the yellow team now, but it was just before. But it's quite a different range of cars. We've got a black, a red, a blue, a white, a yellow, a red, a blue. So it's looking good for the blues, and a yellow and a black. So it's looking good for the blues at the moment here. Keep an eye on this man here, Tim, a personal favourite driver of mine, a man who won the championship in the Academy League, and he's trying to show his class here in this this 5th anniversary races. And seeing there's a bit of a crash here. What has happened down below? And it is, who is it? It's the Donkey, and he was all the way up in the points positions, and now he's all the way down after that crash into 12th place. And I believe now there may be damage taken off of his car, so he may have to come into the pits. Who else has gone off? Oh, a bit of a collision there. What's going on here? Let's have a look here. Who's going on? Looks like Bates and Pereiro wheel to wheel here as they go down into the first corner, and it's late braking from who was ran wide there. I think that was Bates who ran a bit wide. Tim, after all of that, moves up into the 3rd position. Then it's Pereiro behind him, then Bates and Guillotine, and Ez right behind him. Natty, Holland Campion with the pass down the outside there, and he gets a very good pass there into these little chicane there at the end of that DRS straight. Guillotine overtaking Bates on the same corner as well. A very nice pass from Guillotine as he moves himself up into 5th place for the blue team. Dirty Larry with the fastest lap, all the way down in 60th place. Ed is on a pass on Bates on that corner, and Bates here looks like he possibly might have a little bit of wing damage there as he's running quite wide. And who's gone off here? It is Natty. Can he re-enter safely though? And he does. Isn't good for the drivers behind him though, so they've had to run all the way around him. Maybe looked at by the stewards. And there's big braking from Guillotine, and Natty goes right into the back of him, and Guillotine has had to move out of the way here. And Tim all the way up into 2nd place. Holland Campion leading this race, but he is going to have to pit soon. Let's just have a check on which drivers have pit. So Pereira's pit twice here and is all the way up in 3rd place. Tim only a 1 stop at the moment. So has Edge. 3 drivers below them. Guillotine and Natty going wheel to wheel. These drivers haven't pit as well. Let's have a look here. And Don Raj as well trying to take Bates. I think he did take Bates. Yes, and both drivers coming. So Natty and Guillotine, the 2 men who haven't pit, and Bates as well, all coming into the pits. I'm not sure if Guillotine took any damage there off of that pit wall. Then Holland Campion has also come into the pit. So the race leader at the moment is Tim, who has pit so far, and he's going to be looking to win this race with only 3 laps to go now. And Bates, Natty, and Guillotine, 3 drivers who have pit, and they have now, I think, a bit of a wing change here for Bates. Guillotine had some time penalties there, I think, and Natty has also come out here up in 12th place. So we'll just keep an eye on the coloured drivers at the moment who are in. So we've got a red, a yellow, a blue, a red, a yellow, a black, a yellow, a white, and a black. So it's looking good for the yellow team, because there's 1, 2, 3 drivers in the yellow team, and there is 1, 2 blues in there, 2 blacks in there. I think there's only 1 white driver, and yes, and then there's 2 red drivers as well. So it's not looking too great for the white team at the moment. There's only 1 driver in the points positions, and that is quite low down there. And in 9th place, they'll be only getting 2 points there. And who's spinning there? It's Black Country Mush. Can he hold it? No, he runs into the wall. And as I said there, the massive oversteer on turn 12 down in Pujon, and he just gets eaten up by it. He's all the way down in 10th place now as the donkey in the black car will move up into 9th place. And Jojo Power's span, can he re-enter the track safely though? That'll have to be looked at there, as he's doing donuts in the middle of the track. I mean, that's a very interesting strategy, but I think that's the right one here. So, actually, sorry, I believe this is the 2 laps remaining now in this race. Tim leads, then it's Pero behind, then it's Ez in 3rd, Donraj in 4th, Holland Campion in 5th, Dylan in 6th, Gavra, who started all the way from last place, is in 7th position. Then we have the Donkey in 8th, Black Country Mush in 9th, and we Sangio in 10th. 3 black cars all in a row here in the top 10. Now, how will these drivers go about trying to maybe even using sort of the strategy that Mercedes were using? And I can't remember which track it was last year, but yeah, Holland Campion there got a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings of corner cutting. But yeah, the Mercedes team using slipstream and DRS to heavy braking, and the cars were inside. Oh, I believe that was just a lot of lag. But the cars were almost inside of each other there. That was quite strange. I believe, bear me 2 seconds there, guys. I think something's happened to the stream. Oh no, it is alright actually. Let me just have a quick look here, just in case it went off for a second. I don't think it did. We were just having poor connection there, but I think we're all good now. Just let me know. Just pop a comment if the quality's gone bad, or if the stream does go off. Just let me know, guys. The stream is fine, thank you. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, the early safety car is good for drivers because it does allow them to pit, but yeah. Let's keep a look here as Jojo Power ran a bit wide there, and sorry, I was looking at the comment section there, but Jojo Power did run a bit wide, but Pereira looks to be right behind Tim here, as there was only, this is on the 10th out of the 11th lap here, and Jojo Power, we Sangyo having a bit of a battle here, but Jojo Power managed to get up into those points positions in 12th place. Bates overtaking Dylan on that first corner, Natty overtaking Gavra on this long straight here, this big DRS straight, sorry. Bates picking up a 3-second time penalty. So this no rain on this race, but we have had a couple of safety cars, a couple of virtual safety cars. But I believe we only had 3 drivers out in this, but so I'll just have a quick look and see what teams those drivers were on. So Yusamaki was on the red team, Alex Gunnerback was also on the red team, and Tim Jujin was on the yellow team. So it looks like the red team are going to be the biggest falls here in this race. Apart from Tim and Holland Campion pulling in the big points here, who may save the red team in their fight to win after these last 4 races, to win the anniversary races here in Gavra Racing now. Let's just have a look at who's made the biggest jump here. Perret coming all the way down, 17 positions moved up. A very, very good race from here. Gavra as well has also had a very good race here, moving up 12 positions on the hard compound tire as well. He's done very well on those hard tires, and quite a few gaps now between all of these drivers. We Sangyo quite close to Black Country Mush, who does lock up a little bit there. Oh, but let's have a look up front here. Pereira, look how close he is behind Tim. Let's keep an eye on this battle here as the 2 drivers trying to win this race on the last lap of this race. Now, will any of them get eaten up by the corner? You see that? A bit of oversteer there from Pereiro there, as you can see when he was entering turn 12, and that's what it does to you. It does eat you up, and just lobs the car and off the track, and it can be dangerous for drivers. But managed to keep the car on the track, and 5/10 now behind Tim. Will he go for a final attack? And look how closer he's getting to Tim. Tim's gonna have to put everything into that car to try and get it off across the line. Is he gonna try and go for he's going for the outside line? Can he take the move? Can he take the move? And he goes wide, but Tim on the cutback. Very clean race from both. There was a bit of contact, but I think Tim on the final lap. What a dramatic end. It's going to be Tim who wins, Pereiro in second, Ez in third place, Don Raj in fourth place, Holland Campion. Let's see if he'll come along across the line in fifth place. I believe he will. There's a very dramatic ending here, and yes, he does come around in fifth place. Natty, let's see if he comes around. We Sangio and the Donkeys both crashed out, so they will be losing out on points. I'm not sure which teams they were on. Let's have a look here. We Sangio was on the black team, and the Donkey also on the two black team drivers crashing into each other. Wow, what an end we've had to this race. Natty in 6th, Jojo Power in 7th, Gavra in 8th place, Black Country Mush in 9th, Guillotine in 10th, and that is all the points taken up. Well, Dylan actually takes the 10th spot. Bates in 12th. Pyro is going to come around the line and is going to finish in 13th. And I believe these two drivers, Cryptek and Dirty Larry, will move up 2 positions because the two black drivers had a collision there on their final few corners. Just this corner here, just coming around to the final finish straight. And wow, what an ending we've had to this Belgium Grand Prix here. 2 of the 4 races we have in this anniversary night. Just waiting for these drivers to come round here and finish. So yeah, there are the standings for the race at this Belgium Grand Prix here, and we will be moving on to the next race shortly after this one, guys, and so don't go anywhere. Ooh, a few. I think it's just starting the next one there. It looks like Tim's left there. I'm not sure if he'll be able to get back in. I just went for a short break there. A lot of talking. But I'm back now. We'll just see. We think how many drove. 19. So it is Tim. That is the only driver who was out. But I'm sure he'll be able to get himself back in. And he will start last, but we've seen Tim do it before on multiple occasions. All these drivers now. We are in Monza. Welcome to Italy. And yeah, this track is one of the fastest tracks in F1. It is just constant. Oh, a bit of a spin there from Gavra, but it is one of the fastest tracks on the F1 circuit, and it is just compiled with long straights and tight corners. That's all it is. But it is one of the fastest tracks. You'll see very quick times here. We can just move ourselves up towards who's leading at the moment. Raj is leading at the moment. Who's putting in the best time in the world. See if we can get a good. He does get a good exit there, actually. Keep an eye on. I think Don Raj is going to take it. Olin Campion was disqualified. He does a 1:20.7, a very good lap time from him, and 3/10 above Pereira here. And Tim did get into the qualifying session actually, but I believe he's all the way down. He was in the wall. But Don Raj is the man who wins the qualifying session, the one-shot qualifying. That's all we're doing here, so we can get through these races. Race 3 out of 4. And, yeah, and the last track will be Japan. A very interesting track, completely different to the tracks we've had, because we've had tracks of long straights and corners and tight corners, but Japan is quite a lot filled with many corners, a lot of high speed corners as well, especially those first few corners through. I think it's turn 3, 4, 5 possibly, I believe. So we will see when that comes round to that. The teams will be hoping to get big points in now, because they do not want to leave it until the last race in Japan. And that first corner, these two first corners here on these tracks, are going to be mayhem. And hopefully we will have all drivers in. We will find out what happens just after everyone comes out on the on their formation lap. And if you do want to support Gavra Racing, I mean, you go and subscribe to their YouTube channel. Go watch all their different races from the different leagues: the Super League, the Academy League, the Freshman League, any leagues that you want to watch. Go and watch some of those. And you go and subscribe to the channel, go and like the videos, you know, be a big help towards Gavra Racing, make it bigger, get the league bigger, you know. That's always what people strive for, and I'm sure that's what Gavra will be striving for as well, to get the league bigger and more well known out there among the F1 community. And make sure you go and check out their website as well. You've got a very good website, Gavra, and there's people already crashing through the fence, through the signs. Come on, guys, really? I believe. Well, no, look on my screen. It looked like there were people going through those signs, but But yeah, just make sure you go and check out Gavra Racing. Just type that in on the Google search bar, and you will go into their home page. And they also have Gavra Esports as well with Rainbow Six Siege. That's a very good game as well. Gotta love Rainbow Six. I think also, yeah, they use Project Cars 2. I've actually never played that game, but they use those different games as well. Be very interesting to see actually where this league will go in the future. Yeah, and you can become a Patreon and you can make small donations to support the league as well. So make sure, guys, if you're watching, you want to go make a small donation to Gavra Racing, please do so. Please go subscribe to their YouTube channel as well, and you know, you can become a commentator just like me, or you can, you know, do you know what I mean? It's the Gavra Racing. It's very, very well done, and hats off to Gavra who organises all of this and gets all of these races together, and I'm sure he will he'll do big things in the future. All the drivers are lining up here. As the lights are now counting down here in Monza. And it's lights out and away we go. And I know I always say that every time, but here goes all of the drivers. Big contact here between Sangyu and I think the guys are lagging, but big contact in. You'll see who does heavy braking, and all the drivers are clean at the moment. There's big glitching going on between these two drivers, but they are clear. But no one's out at the moment. Gavra falling all the way down into the bottom position in 20th place. Tim trying to make his way up. Black Country Mush, look at these two. Yusamaki trying to go around the outside of H Pyro. Can he? And he does so, but Black Country Mush is well overtaking him, and looks like Dirty Larry went a little bit wide there, and yeah, clean racing so far between all these drivers. Ed's right behind Pyro. He was trying to see if he can take him on this straight here. Can he find a way round him? This hasn't got DRS at the moment. Tim's moving up the grid. He's in 15th place now. Is he going to go tango and dive down the inside? And he does get the pass. A very nice pass there from Ez to move himself up into 2nd place. And look who's in front. 2 blue drivers. Now, be interesting to see who this is. And Dylan's off. Who else is off? Pyro's off. Alex Gunnar-Mack is off. Now, are these drivers okay to carry on? I believe they are, yes, but there was big contact there on that high-speed chicane there, so you just come out of that DRS straight, and it's always a difficult one to navigate. But look at Dirty Larry here, the People's Champion. He's going to go down the inside there, and he does a very nice pass there, and Ez is going to try and take Pyro back, and he does so, but they're a little bit on the grass there, and Natty overtakes him as well, and I think Pyro is the big loser out on that battle there. Black Country Mush and Dirty Larry both going at it here in the turn 1 and turn 2. This very tight chicane here at the end of that long straight there, the start finish straight. Big heavy braking in, and there's contact, but I think everyone's okay. It was AB Techers there who was where has he come from? Is he a yellow drive? I haven't seen AB Techers, but AB Techers is here. On the yellow team, and he had to be careful there because Knight did some sharp braking to avoid Pereiro's contact with Pereiro as well. See these drivers continue. Look at him in 13th place as well, moving up, and there's a yellow flag in sector 2. I'm not sure who's crashed out there. It's Pyro, he's off the track there. Jojo Power, 3-second time penalty, and Guillotine moving up. Look how close these drivers are to each other. Natty, look how close he's behind Pereiro. Is he going to try and make the pass next lap, because he will next lap have DRS, the drag reduction system. Don Raj, fastest lap there in the multiplayer car. Can Natty overtake him, and he does overtake him. Very nicely done there. Very nice. Oh, a bit of going a very strange route there from AB Techers, but it didn't work out too well for him. As just keep an eye on Tim there, down in 13th place there. As you can see, he's slowly crawling up there. As Guillotine goes wide, Sangio took AB Techers there on that chicane. We have a virtual safety car because I think someone gone off here? No, it could possibly be just some debris on the track after some contact. We'll have to see if anyone pits here. But it may have been. It always likes to turn off those. Maybe some. Is anyone pit so far? No, no one's pit. Tim and Dirty Larry really shouldn't be undertaking on a virtual safety car. That is not allowed at all. But Tim, look at him here. 8 positions up. Guillotine 9 positions up. Big plays from them at the start of this race. And now will we see potentially a few pit stops here under the see there, he's speeding under the safety car. AB Techers taking. Oh, the VSC has now ended. So look at these drivers here. Jojo Power trying to take. He takes AB Techers. Will he get Sangio? I don't think he will. Will he keep his position though? As AB Techers is going to try and a little bit of touch in there between him and the Donkey. Donkey once wide and he hits GSY Bates and managed to come out unscathed. But I think that quite a few drivers have pitted. Tim, Dirty Larry, Cryptech, Dylan and Alex Gunnermack, all drivers who have come into the pits. See a few red drivers there as well. Quite a few. Looks like red here not doing so well here. No drivers in the top 10 here for red. It looks like the black team is actually doing. Black and the blue teams here are doing the best at the moment. Keep an eye on that here. There's quite a few I think about five drivers there did pit. So it'll be interesting to see on how they go about the rest of their strategy. They all went into medium tires apart from Dirty Larry. So Jojo Power trying to go around the outside of Guillotine, and he does. Guillotine also being attacked by Natty on the other side, and Yusamaki is out. A little bit of contact, and I think someone winded. It was Natty onto the gravel, and Jojo Power does get it in. A virtual safety car is out once again. It is Yusamaki who's crashed out. I think that is the exit to some corner, if you bear with me 2 seconds. Just bear with me just 2 seconds there. I will find out on which corner that was. Turn 10, I think that was, yes. Turn 10, yes it was, and the exit to turn 10. And look at all these drivers coming in. Natty, the Donkey, Bates, Black Country Mush, Gavra, all coming into the pit lane here under the virtual safety car. But it has now ended once again. We are back up to racing speed. And Dunraj still leading this race at the moment in the blue car, and Ez behind him. Now I'm sure these two won't be battling it out too much because they are both on the blue team. But be interested to see on how these drivers are faring. And there was a bit of contact there. Sangio into the wall now. There's debris on the track. Now will we see another VSC, or will that just be able to be collected? Bates is also out. I'm not really sure what happened there. I think he was involved in a collision with Pyro and Black Country Mush there. No, I think Black Country Mush was overtook him. I think he was in a collision with Pyro there. And Dunraj and Ez, the both blue drivers, have both come into the pit. So Pereira, who leads the race at the moment. After that, in the yellow car, yellow team not doing too bad here. But the blue team are the biggest losers. I mean, they think not the blue team. Sorry, the blue team is looking very good actually. It is the red team which is the big losers. all of the red drivers here are out of the top 10, and the black team, there's 3 drivers all in the row here. Black Country Most, Wisangyu, and then Donkey and Natty, all 4 drivers here, all in the positions here. So only one of them is out of the points, but it's not big points at all. It's looking very good here for the blue team. You have Guillotine, who's in 2nd position. Ez, who's in 5th position here, and Don Raj, who is in Ez here, trying to go down the inside of Jojo Power. Can he get the pass? And he does very nicely there, the pass down the inside of Jojo Power on turn 8. Some quite a few passes on that corner as AB Tekers runs wide, and that gives Ez the 3rd place here, and Jojo Power also taken AB Tekers here, and it is looking very good here for the blue team. 3 drivers in the top 6, and we will have to see how these blue drivers will go about. And there are quite a few drivers of pit here now, so Guillotine into the pits. Ez also back into the pits. I'm not sure whether he got a bit of damage there. Jojo Power, AB Tekers, Holland Campion in the red car, who has actually managed to pull it back for the red team, who's up into 6th place, but has pit. Tim trying to pull it back for the red team as well. Cryptek and Alex got a mark, both 2 red drivers who are down at the bottom there, and quite a few drivers here. Tim moving up. Oh, he's got Gavra and Dirty Larry. So he takes Gavra down the outside. That's a very, very nice pass from Tim there. Now he's got Dirty Larry ahead of him. Jojo Power, and a bit of contact between the 2 white drivers, between Prime and Power, but both drivers keeping it nice and clean. No damage done between the 2 of them, and Tim here pulling the points here for the red team. Holland Campion trying to do the same as well, and let's see if these drivers can do so. 7 out of 13 laps done in this Italian Grand Prix, the penultimate race here in the 5th anniversary here in Gavra Racing, and I am probably going to lose my voice by the end of this, guys. So Jojo Power taking Campion down the inside, and he's going to attack Gavra now, but he blocks him a little bit, but does keep his distance because he knew he wasn't going to go for a gather watch on there, and a big spin, and who's out? It's Dirty Larry who's out, and he must have a massive oversteer coming out of that corner, and he is out. So a blue driver who is out. So interesting here, as a blue driver has gone out here, and Jojo Power does take Gavra down the inside on the final corner and takes 9th position. And Tim there, and it looks like Jojo Power is absolutely flying here on these soft tyres. Now there is a yellow flag in sector 3 for Dirty Larry's car. Now will we see a safety car for it, as Gavra does take an inside line, but he's spun a lot of oversteer, a lot of lock up there, and he does lose the position back to Jojo Power. And Ez does get a nice pass there, just managed to see that on Guillotine, and just move up into 6th position. I think both of these drivers are blue, different shade of blue, but they are blue. So you don't want too much contact between 2 different drivers on the same team. And Jojo Power quite close behind Tim here, the man in the red car. And the red team have now got 2 drivers in the top 10. Not big points, but points, well, nevertheless for the red team. But it's looking very, very good for the blue team here at the moment. There's a couple of black drivers, 3 of them actually are all up there as well. And oh, Guillotine has spun coming out of turn 10, but he manages to recover the car, but he's going to be overtaken by Tim. Jojo Power's going to aggressive overtake, but gets Tim down the inside. Very well done there from Jojo Power on those very, very fast soft tyres. And you can see the difference in the tyre wear and the tyres themselves between the soft and the medium tyre. And Guillotine has spun once again. He's in the gravel, and he's going to enter the track nice and safely. And I believe possibly he's just going to carry on as he is. And I think Dirty Larry's Alex going to mark his crash. I'm not sure where that is. Let's take a look here. I believe that is just... Let's just take a look here. Dylan is behind him. Let's just have a look here. So his car must have been already recovered. Yes. So Alex gonna back in man, and the red car is also out of this race. Cryptech, another red driver there who's down. Quite a few yellow drivers as well. A few, 2 yellow drivers there who are 3 yellow drivers who aren't in the top 10. So it's not looking good for the yellow team either, but it's looking very good for the black team, I believe. As there are 1, 2, 3 of their drivers in the top 10 positions. There are actually 2 yellow drivers in the top 10 here, so it's not looking too bad for the yellow team. 2 red drivers up there as well, Tim Van Hollen Campion. Look at the speed, however, of Jojo Power, but is 7 seconds behind Wee Sangyo, who's all the way down at the end of this. He was going to try and take a pass on 9 down the inside, and he does get the pass quite nicely there, and will take 5th position here. 2 black drivers, both battling it out here, but you don't want to crash between them too, as there are only 3 laps remaining in this Italian Grand Prix here, and we're moving on to our final race very, very soon. There's a little bit of contact between the 2 of them. Bit of contact again. These 2 need to be careful. Pereira picking up a 3-second time penalty. It could be bad for him. That's why I said they need to be careful. And now he is spun off. And these guys don't know teamwork. There's no I in teamwork. And they have both Natty colliding into the back of Wee Sangyo and losing out on some points to the black team, which isn't great for him. But it was only 1 position. But you can see looks like he's got a bit of wing damage there. So isn't looking good here, and Jojo Power, you can see the speed of these soft tyres. That gap from 7 seconds down to almost 5.5 there on those softs, but bear in mind those softs are 3 laps down, so by the time he gets to 5 laps on them, they will be around about the same speed as these 4 or 5 lap of medium tyres here, which the runners in front of him are on. So he won't be gaining as much as a gap as he would be hoping for to get those bigger points. But he seems to be at the moment the only white team driver in the top 10, I believe. Yes, he is. So it's not looking good for the white team either, actually. The white team seems to be the biggest downfall at the moment. But Jojo Power picking up the points for them. Any other white drivers? Pyro there. And I think we may have the other 2 white drivers, Yusumaki and Bates, possibly. Yes, I believe that is with the other 2 white cars that were that had crashed out here, and I think we are going to be coming round to the penultimate lap in this race. Believe so, Don Raj. Yep, we'll come around to the penultimate lap in this race. Now, it could be a comfortable win here for Don Raj, qualifying first, finishing first, but we'll see what happens. It's not over until the fat lady sings, as most people will say. Let's keep an eye on a few of these drivers here. Holland Campion close to Tim, and Tim close to Nai, and he's going to try and go for the dive. Now, Tim and Holland Campion need to be careful, because they are both on the red team here. Different shades of red, but they are both on the red team, so going to be trying to gain on those positions. And oh, look who's Holland Campion's taken Tim, but he's also going to the contact between the 2 red drivers. A nice run wide, but can Tim take advantage? And he does take advantage on Natty on that second corner there. But look how close Natty is behind Tim. 2 drivers need to be careful and watch that spacing, because those front wheels. Look at Holland Campion taking advantage of both of them. He's going to go down the inside of both of them. He does make the pass very nicely, and both red drivers come out unscathed. Tim managed, and Natty onto the gravel, and what a very, very nice moves there from the 2 red drivers as they both move up 2 positions. And that was very good teamwork there between the 2 red drivers, moving themselves up into those vital points positions. So we are on to now the final lap of this race. Don Raj leading at the moment. Very, very comfortable race for him as he qualified first and has stayed first most of this race, even after his pit stop. And looks like he's run a bit low on fuel there. What might have happened? There's a bit of crash there between Black Country Mush and Cryptech. Believe Black Country Mush is on the gravel. He's going to try and enter in a safe position here, and he does. Very nice, very safely done there from Black Country Mush. That's what you want to see from the drivers, a nice safe entry onto the track. But yeah, looks like Don Raj is going to win this. Pura's not far behind him, but there's a bit of traffic ahead of Don Raj here. Let's just have a look here, see who this is. That could be one of the disqualified cars. I'm not too sure. He's not a back runner, no, it must be one of the disqualified cars. But here we are, Don Raj coming around to win the third race here. So we've had 3 different winners in these races so far, and what a win it is for Don Raj and the blue team. Pereiro in second place, and brawling up for the black team is the Donkey, who is going to come round and take third position, unless Edge can catch him. Can S take him? And he doesn't know. And S takes 4th place, so big points there for the 2 blue drivers. And another black car driver there is Wee Sangyo. Then Jojo Power in the white car, the only white car to get points. Holland Campion going to be the red car to get points here in 7th place. Tim takes 7th actually due to penalties. Holland Campion in 8th. Natty, another black car in 9th place, and AB Techers in 11th, and Gavra in 10th. So the yellow team scraping back a point there, as there were only 2 yellow team cars, with Pereiro bringing in big points to the yellow team. Guillotine's going to come round for the blue team and finish in 12th place. Dylan and Black Country Mush both finish. Don't Cryptech on the grass here, but Guillotine finishes in 12th. Pyro in 13th, and Cryptech will be coming round in 14th place. Dylan in 15th, Black Country Mush in 16th. So that was a very exciting race there once again. From here in Italy, no safety car this time, just 1 virtual safety car which was deployed. Oh, there was a big, oh Jesus, that was a big crash there from Cryptech as he finishes in 14th. Now we are on to the next track in Japan. Japan's an interesting one here. It's a very strange track. It overlaps itself, underlaps itself. It's very interesting there. But yeah, we'll have to see how the drivers fare. And it is, yes, it is turn 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 are the full sharp high-speed hairpins in Japan. So we'll have to see how the drivers fare. These drivers need to be careful on their penalties here. Most of these drivers, as you can see, having penalties. So 26 penalties there for Black Country Motion. That is not good at all. That's why he was a lap down. I know he had 4 penalties, but equivalent to 26 seconds worth of penalties. So we need to be careful here. So we go into the final race here as you can see here, Pereira and Don Raj both finishing where they started. The Donkey moved up quite a few places. So did Tim Van Hon Campion as well. They moved up a few places. But here we are. Welcome to Japan. The final race here. We can see who's bringing up the biggest points. It's Pereiro, who's got 62 points. Let's double check on what team he is on. He is on the well, I can't find what team he's on. The yellow team. So the yellow team, Big Boy Donraj, is on the blue team. Tim in third is on the white team. Jojo Power is also on the white team. So big pointers there for the white team there. 2 white team drivers in third and fourth. Wisangyo is in the black team. Hon Campion is also a red team driver. Tim is actually a white team driver, but he's in a red car. That's why I was getting slightly confused there. So Tim is actually a red driver. So Holland Campion is a red team driver and Tim is a white team driver. I believe Tim should have had a white car, but that is alright because we know now. But we'll see how the driver's points end up after this final race. And just like to once again ask everyone to go check out Gavra Racing YouTube channel. Go look at all the different leagues. Go and check out the website to find out all the different information about the leagues, find out who the drivers are, find out the different championship tables, how the league works. Go and check out their Rainbow Six League. Go and check out their can't remember the other name. Oh no, what's the other game? Oh, that's bad marketing from me. Hold on. Project Cars, that's it. Project Cars League. But yeah, make sure you go and check out those as well. Make sure you go and support the Patreon. Go and give Gavra the support he needs to keep this league going, and keep the league going, and yeah, to bring more stuff to the league, more different races, different leagues, events like this, make them bigger and better. So yeah, just make sure you guys go and check that out. And thank you everyone who's joined in here for us, and we are on to the final one-shot qualifying of tonight and the final race out here in Japan. Now you'll notice here these tight hairpins here. You see all the drivers here. Let's just ride on with see if we can ride on with Ez here, and we'll just see here high-speed chicanes. You go flying up the hill here. Very interesting track here, Japan. As it overlaps itself here, as you'll see, it'll come down. And Ed's actually got the fastest first sector there, so we'll just keep on right on board of Ed's here. As you see, he goes under the bridge here, part of the track, and be very interesting to see. But I think possibly Pereiro might have the fastest sector 2. We'll just have a look here. I think it was Pereiro might have. Who got fastest sector 2? It's not going to show me who had fastest. I will find out in just a second as they come around the final corner. But I believe Pereiro may have fastest sector 2. Let's have a look. Pereiro does get fastest sector 2. Will he get fastest sector 3 though? This sharp hairpin after reaching nearly 210 miles an hour there as he comes around. Will he get fastest sector 3 as well? And he does get fastest sector 3, the fastest time as well at 129.4. Ez close behind him as well, and that's a yellow team, a blue team, and a white team, and a blue team. So it's looking good points for the blue team again. Big points for the blue team again if they can keep this up in the race. It'll be the final race here, and I'm starting to feel quite tired now after all of this, but I will keep going until the end. So your tables there with 3 drivers down. I'm not sure where those drivers disappeared off to. Interesting there, but I'm sure they'll come back hopefully for the race. If not, they'll be losing out on attempting to get some points for their team. all the drivers to ready up here as we are waiting now for the final few drivers to ready up, and then we will be ready to go. So now all the drivers yeah, just make sure, just quickly put out there once again, just make sure you stay home, stay healthy, and you know, and hopefully this pandemic that we were in will pass over very, very soon. But for now, we've got Gavra Racing races, 5 years of Gavra Racing, and we're away to celebrate it with 4 straight races in a row for these drivers, and only 17 drivers in. I'm not sure who we've lost here. Trying to figure out who we have lost, but I'm sure all the points will be tallied up, and we will get our winners here. But yeah, if you want to see more stuff like this, more races, more leagues, go like, comment, and subscribe to Gavra Racing, and I'm sure Gavra will bring you all of these different stuff for you, and I'm sure you guys will be very intrigued to see what will be coming next. Just waiting now for all the drivers to come lining up. So Pero, the man who is leading the sort of the championship within these races at the moment, but could potentially not be winning the team at the moment, which is the main goal, is which team wins will win these races. But at the moment, he is winning in terms of individuality, so he'll be looking to see if he can take that as a personal trophy for himself, and see if all these drivers line up here. And it keeps on disabling my flaming thing here, as all the drivers now are ready, as we are counting down, and it never likes to give me 5 reds, and it's lights on, and away we go for the final time. And it's very difficult to commentate over this, but there's quite a few passes. Ooh, nice, quite close, and there's a big dive there. Whoever that was, I think it was Sangyo with a massive dive there down the inside, and Donkey and oh, Tim there, was it Dirty Larry? I'm not too sure. He was just going wheel to wheel, and Tim trying to take back the Donkey there, and Don Raj moving up into 4th position. Let's have a look and see who positions have changed. Not many here. Let's just see. Yellow flag in sector 1. Who's gone off here? And it's the Donkey who's gone off, and Bates also has had a big crash. And what a horrible day this has been for GSY Bates, and for the white team as well, who I believe hasn't had a good day today. But I think Tim and Jojo Power will be looking to bring in the big points for the white team here. But we'll have to see what the points look like after this, as all the drivers will be looking to score big here. There may be a few sort of risks be taken here, as the drivers will try to get as many points in as they can, and Sangyo moving down there as they come through this high speed corner here, and there's a couple of drivers lagging here. I'm not sure whether that's me or whether that's the drivers themselves, but Jojo Power being overtaken by Don Raj, and Ez as well, and Don Raj overtaking Ez. I think there could have been a bit of teamwork going on there, and look who's attacking them. It's Jojo Power down on the outside, and very deep break in there from him there. Very nicely done from Jojo Power there, as he takes third place and splits the 2 blue drivers. and takes that last podium position. The yellow flag in sector 1. Who is it? I'm not too sure. It was just a bit of contact. Someone's gone off. Who is that off? And it's AB Techers. Can he rejoin nice and safely? And he does. He does rejoin nice and safely there, AB Techers. But I think he had a little bit of a crash there. I'm not sure who it was with, but he is all the way down there at the bottom. And look at the battle going on between these two blue drivers and the white driver as well of Jojo Power and we Sankyo having a bit of a battle with Natty there. The two black drivers need to be careful here, otherwise they'll be maybe contributing towards 2 DNFs to the black team, which won't be great at all. And I think it's a little bit glitched here. Let's see if we can turn that off. There we go. There we go. I think it's just every sector. Take a look at who is on different times here. So there's a bit of a yellow flag in sector 1, but that's fine. So let's keep an eye on these drivers here because a few of them are coming across the line now. There we go. We'll start to see the times coming in. And Natty has pit. I'm not sure if he had a bit of damage there, but Natty has come into the pits. Now it'll be interesting to see how Pyro and Larry take the approach here, because they'll be going for a short, long race here, so we'll have to keep an eye out on that. And Natty has come into pits. He's gone into the medium tyre here. Let's take a look. Ez quite close behind Jojo Power still. Keep an eye on this battle as Ed's trying to go around the outside. Can he get the pass though? Is he clean race up on both drivers? Can he get the pass through the hairpin? He gives enough space, and he does. He gets a very clean pass there on Jojo Power. Very nicely done from the drivers there, keeping it nice and clean. But if contact there between the both of them, as I was just saying that, and Jojo Power takes the position back. But see, look how powerful the car is behind Ez as he's putting everything into this overtake. Can he get a clean overtake? And he does. Both drivers very clean. Can he get a nice clean overtake down into the shape? And he does. Very nicely done there from Ez. That's a very, very good pass from the blue driver. That's a very good pass. He moves Jojo Power down, but look at Jojo Power again. He's got DRS. And he's gonna. Ez adopts for the inside line, but Jojo Power, look at that deep braking there, and he manages to take Ez down into turn 1 there, and very nicely done from him there. As a few of these drivers here battling out towards the back as well. Gavra, Holland Campion, the Donkey here is. And Holland Campion gone for a take on Pyro. That's a very nice pass there, as you can brake quite deep down into that last corner there, and there's a bit of a contact there between Natty and AB Techs there, but nothing too serious. And let's keep an eye on up front here again, as Ez is still close behind Jojo Power. And thank you, person in the chat, for putting great commentary, mate. Cheers, thank you for that. Give me the motivation to finish this. Thank you very much. But there's still a few drivers left to go. Gavra, close behind Pyro, but close behind the Donkey. Gavra runs wide there on this sharp hairpin, and the Donkey, this wheel to wheel, but Gavra gets the position back. Gavra re-entering the track quite safely there, but manages to keep his position there until he may have a little bit of damage, it looks like, as he's running a bit wide, locking up a little bit. Pereira with the fastest lap of the session. Could be pulling this out the bag here for the yellow team. Don Raj actually goes faster than him, and at that point could be vital here for the it could be vital here for this these races, and for whoever wins this 5th anniversary event. Looks like Pyro lost out there to both Gavra and Donkey there. Gavra being pressured here a lot. I think Gavra may have a little bit of wing damage, it looks like. He's running very slow here and running slower than he usually would, but looks like he's managing to keep a bit of a gap though to Den Donkey, so maybe he doesn't. I'm not too sure here. Tim is gaining on this battle here between Ez and Jojo Power, which have both been big battles here, and it looks like Tim and Jojo Power are going to be the drivers to pull out big here for the ooh, was that someone in the wall there? Who's that in the wall there? Is that Bates? It is Bates. Yes, it is Bates in the white car. Looks like he seems to be having problems with the car, I believe. Is he having problems with the car? I can't really tell here. And Ez and Jojo Power, almost making content, but Ez gets and Ez goes into the pits. So it is two white drivers here between Jojo Power and Tim, Tim is actually in a white car, but he is part of the white team. Just have to see if he is able. A bit of a lock up there from Jojo Power, but Ez did come into the pits. He's coming to pits early. Sixth lap. It's earlier than everyone else, but it could possibly be better for him. We'll just have to see, because he could get the undercut on a few of these drivers. We'll just have to wait and see here. But him and Nat are the only people to make pit stops at the moment. Biggest gainers here, Tim. Tim's been racing very, very well here. Alex Gunnar Mac, red team driver. Black Country Mush, black team driver. Ez, obviously he's just pit though. Natty, a driver who's fallen down a lot, but he has pit as well. So not necessarily out yet for those drivers. Private running a little bit wide on the grass there. Gavra and Den Donkey, and Gavra's crashed into Den Donkey, and that was a big accident there. And there may be a VSC out for that. I'm not too sure. Or we may just be able to carry on as normal. Bates got disqualified. And there's a big battle here going on between Natty and AB Techers. There was a bit of a lag there. I'm not sure whether that's me or whether that's the drivers. Jojo Power and Tim both coming into the pits respectively for the white team. And Dunraj as well, a blue team driver who has come into the pits. Tim, white team driver, coming to the pits. Dirty Larry, a blue team driver, has come into the pits. Look, it's looking very, very good here for the blue team at the moment, as 3 of their drivers are in the top 10. But the yellow team could have it here with as Pereiro's pulling out big points for the yellow team, but he's the only yellow team driver in the top 10. Because the other ones are out of the top 10. Now, how the drivers go about this? We saw Alex Gunnermack, Wee Sangyo and Pereiro still to pit here, and I believe they probably will come in on this lap, but they do have a big gap out front, as you can see. Bates got disqualified. I think his car got stuck in that bit on the grass just there, and didn't look good for him. Have to see Bates not having a very good afternoon, having a very good night here. Sorry, in this 5th anniversary race, and I'm sure he'll come back stronger as you want to. That's what you want to do as a driver. And yes, Pereira does come in. Let's see if Wee Sangil comes in. I believe he will. Ed's getting a good take there. Black Country Mush, who was on a very slow tyre there, so it's understandable. Let's see, will Wee Sangyo come in? Wee Sangyo doesn't. Let's see if Alex Gunnar Mac comes in. Let's see if Alex Gunnar Mac comes in. And he does, right? Alex Gunnar Mac comes in. Dunraj was already pit, so he will stay out. Pereira also into the pits. He's just come out of the pits into 2nd place, so he only lost a place here. And Wee Sangyo's a driver who's got a pit, so be interesting to see on if Pereira can keep that 1st place. Let's see where Wee Sangyo comes out as well when he pits. And Black Country Mush also into the pits here, as well as Alex Gunnar Mac. But it's looking very good for the blue team and the white team as well. 2 of their drivers here up in 6th and 5th and 6th place, sorry. Oh, Bates oversteer there, but Bates has gone, so that'll be the end for Bates in this race here, and keep an eye at Cryptek into the pits as well. He's just come in. Not many team quite close behind Jojo Power, but I don't believe these guys will be battling it out too much because they are on the same team. Whether they know they're on the same team, I'm not sure, but they are different coloured cars. But let's see if Sangio comes in. Will he come in now? Yes, he does. I feel like he should have maybe pitted a bit before, but we'll just see here. It's Locker coming into the pits there, but Sangio into the pits. That does give Pereiro back into the lead. Oh, he does have a bit of a time penalty as well, which didn't help him at all. But will Dirty Larry come out in front of him? Yes, he will. Will Alex Mack come out in front of him here? Alex Mack won't. He'll come out just in front of Alex Mack there. Well, actually, there's a bit of a gap between the two drivers, but he's come out behind Dirty Larry, but it'll be on a slightly faster tyre. There's 9 out of 13 laps done in this Japanese Grand Prix, and it's been a bit of yellow flag in Sector 2, but I think it's alright here. Yellow flag in Sector 2 still. There's a bit of contact going on up here, not too sure. No, there's big gaps between the drivers. Pyro's closest gap at the moment between him and Dang Donkey, as these drivers will be closing in on Gavra Racing as well, the man who organises and does all these races. Big appreciation for him. Big appreciation from these drivers letting them for him letting them race in this 5-year anniversary, and Alex Mack 3-second time penalty, multiple warnings. Driver's going to be careful on these time penalties here. Cryptek's retired, so there's a second retirement out of this session, second car out. Cryptek, not sure what happened there, I'm not sure if he crashed or if he just retired, but he is out. I'm not sure what team he was on there, but Pereira in first, then Don Raj, and Ez has just gone into the wall. That was for the blue team. I was just about to say the blue team are going strong here, but the white team now may be able to get a big jump here, as Jojo Power's now going to be stuck behind Ez, but Ez has big wing damage here, and he's gonna have to move out of the way there as Jojo Power's clearly the faster car. Now this could be interesting because the white team now pulling in big points for their team. Now him and Tim both on the white team. Now let's see whether he'll be able to pull out the big points. Ez has crashed into the wall there, just lost the car, went flying into that wall there, and he's not going to be happy about that. I know Dirty Larry there in the blue car as well, so the blue team aren't in loss at the moment. Not many red team drivers. I think there's only one red team driver and one yellow team driver in the top 10. I believe there is, yes. And a few of those drivers are missing as well. We have 3 drivers missing, so looks like, Dirty Larry's gone for a pass on Eds, and he has done. I think smart decision from Eds just let him pass, as they are on the same coloured team here. But I think Eds is going to come into the pits. Believe so. Yes, he will. I think he does have wing damage, so Sangio, Ez comes into Sangio takes 6. Let's see where Ez comes out here after this wing change. So Mac's gonna take him, Natty's gonna take him, will Black Country Mush take him? I believe so. Yes, he will. Will Holland Campion take him? Yes, he will. This is not looking good for Ez at all, but I think he will. Yes, he will come out ahead of Gavra. So there's the gap there, but that gap to Gavra won't be as big as it was, but Ez will be on that very fast, soft compound tyre. So trying to see if he can catch back up to Holland Campion in these final 2 laps, just to see if he can maybe get the get a couple of points for his blue team, but it's interesting to see how the points go along here, and see where these drivers. Man, Natty close behind. Alex gonna mark here the black and red team drivers. Let's see if Natty can take him on this high speed corner. They're gonna very nice racing between the two of them, leaving a lot of space and almost a bit of contact there, but I think Natty does come out just in front, but sorry, speechless here. Alex gonna mark here and try and get the pass here, but he's not gonna be able to, so I was lost of words there. I don't know why. I think it's the amount of speaking that I've been having to do this entire race. Still quite close between them two. Is Alexander Mack is going to try and give it, but it's a big dive there from Natty, and he just manages to make a good braking very well there, and manages to keep his 7th position there in for the black teams. It's not looking too bad for the black team, but Gavra 3-second time penalty here, so it's the yellow, blue and white cars who are in the top 3. Then it's a white car in 4th, then it's a blue, then it's a black, a red who's on the grass. Alexander Mack on the grass, so he was in the top 10, but I think he is actually going to stay in the top 10 as he rejoins the track in a safe position. So it's be a black car, and a black car, and then a red, and then a red car. So a black team pulling some points, but will they be big enough points to match the white team and the blue teams here? As we now enter the final lap of this race, final lap here in Japan. And we will find out after this lap who is the Gavra Racing 5th anniversary championship champion. Which team will have the bragging rights to say, I won Gavra Racing 5th anniversary event. I won it. My team. Then we'll have said bragging rights. Let's see here. There's a bit of someone's gone off there. Who's that who's gone off? It is it's AB Techers. Oh, Ezra passed this time, so a point there for the blue team possibly. I think it could be an extra point there for the blue team, which is always could be vital in the championship. And just sees Pereiro is coming down now. This final straight through sector 3 now, coming down towards this chicane, and deep brake in there as he comes through the final chicane and around the last corner, and he will win the last race here in Japan. The blue driver Don Raj will take second. Tim, who is in the white team but is driving in a red car, has confusing as hell to me, will finish in 3rd position. Behind him in the white team, in the white car, will be Jojo Power in 4th position. Dirty Larry in 5th position. Actually, Dirty Larry will get 4th position actually in the blue team now. That could be crucial in these points. Wee Sangyo in the black team will finish in 6th. Natty in the black team will finish in 7th. Black Country Mush in the black team will finish in 8th. Now the black team will finish in 1, 2, 6, 7 and 8. 1, 2, 3 of them. Holland Campion in 9th in the red team, and Ez, who will finish in 9th actually in the blue car, so some points there, extra points there. Alex got a mark in the red team in 11th. AB Techers finishes 14th in the yellow car. Gavra in the yellow car will finish in 12th, and Pyro in the white team will finish in 13th. So we will wait to see how the results come about. How the results will come about here. Make sure you stay tuned to find out who will become victorious, which team will become victorious. And I believe Pereiro may have won the individual little championship here, but I don't think that is what we will be basing it off. It is a team game, this one. So he will win it as an individual, I believe, but I don't think he will. I'm not sure whether the yellow team will win it. We'll have to find out. But there's all your standings there. All 17 of the drivers who were in the last race. I'm not sure where the other 3 went, but I'm sure they'll hopefully be able to watch on and see if their team will win. So make sure you guys stay tuned. Make sure that you can get all the drivers in as well, and we will find out who will win. So just waiting for this session to end now, and just make sure once again, go subscribe, go like the video, go like all the other videos, go subscribe to Gavra Racing, and go check out the his other social media pages. You can find them on his website. Go check out his Patreon, go support it, go put some money into it, be a big support for him, and go check out all of his other leagues and the different games as well, which I've mentioned just before. Everything is on his website. Just go and check that out. Just type in Gavra Racing and it'll pop up on Google. Waiting to see now. Believe Gavra will be topping up all the points and allocating them to different teams, and he will inform me once all of the points are in, and I will start from the last place and move upwards in terms of points, and you will see who did have the most points there. There's no points actually left anymore, so I'm not sure how he's going to tally that up, but I'm sure I'll be able to tally it up in the best way possible. We'll see. We'll just wait around and see if he So yeah, any questions anybody has about anything on the Gavra Racing, just go to the website and you will find out everything there. I think we are just waiting now to see if see what the results are. Just waiting on the results now, guys. I received them should be receiving them very, very soon. Just waiting on the results now, guys. It shouldn't be too long at all. But we will let you know as soon as I believe they are just getting the results now, because I haven't heard anything as per yet, but usually I do hear something back straight away, so they must be getting the results in now. I hope you guys all enjoyed these 4 races here in Austria, Belgium, Italy, and in Japan. So I'm just waiting on the results now. Just waiting on Gavra is calculating the results. We will be very soon. The anticipation is killing me as much as it will be killing you. So we will find out very, very soon who is the Gavra Racing 5th anniversary race winner. Just waiting now, guys, don't worry. Oh. Right, okay. Guys, there's 10 people watching right now, and there are only 5 likes on this video, so I'm gonna need everyone to go and like this, because this has been one of the great events that we've had, some of the great races that we've had, so we're gonna need some good likes on this video, and so good appreciation for Gavra and what he's been doing on these races, guys. So make sure you pop a subscribe as well if you have not already. I'm gonna need to still waiting on those results. There we go. We will have the excitement soon. If the anticipation is killing anyone else, please comment, because it's killing me. And the winner, everybody, I'm not sure what the other results are, but these are the results that I've got in. I'm not sure if Gavra will be able to give me the rest of the results. If you just bear with me 2 seconds, I have got a result in, so anticipation is killing everyone now. So the winner, if this messages will load, bear with me 2 seconds. So the winner, if this will goddamn load, there we go. The winner of the 5th anniversary races, all 4 of them, Austria, Belgium, Italy, Japan, with 123 points, goes to the blue team. So well done to the blue team. The blue team have won the 5th anniversary here, and yeah, with 123 points. I'm not sure whether the other teams ranked there, but the blue team are winners, so congratulations to them. And yeah, that'll be my job here done, guys. And just make sure you do everything that I said. Go and show some appreciation for Gavra, and we will see you all in the next races. Goodbye.